Planning your Saturday night can be a bit of a bitch.
Saturday night is the loneliest night in the week.
Well, it doesn't have to be. Load up Toxic Radio every Saturday night for the heavy metal happy hour. With the one and only Fishman.
I know that, dude.
There will be interviews, ticket giveaways, a little bit of banter with Toxic Mike, and of course great metal from the 80s all the way through today. Starts at 7 p.m., runs until Fish says it's over.
Everyone get out!
Catch it only on Toxic Radio. Don't play it safe. Play it toxic.
Master, dinner is served. Igor, it's not that I don't appreciate the effort, but you know I prefer my meals uncooked. And how many times have I told you about using garlic? Yes, Master. Forgive me, Master. Please. Bite into Paradelphia. Thursday nights at 8, only on Toxic Radio. Paradelphia, because what if it's all true?
Once every generation, there comes an event that alters how we perceive our world. That changes our expectations of what is possible. This is not really one of those events. But hey, Toxic Radio has a brand new studio, and that fucking rocks. So join us in celebrating our excellent new home. Toxic Radio. Awesomer than ever before. What? That is so a word.
Welcome to Show 29, Wire2Wire Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Gene Walzak, and to my right, I have the man, the myth, the legend, Uncle Shally, coming off, a one-hit performance after the third last night?
Something like that.
Great job, Shally. To my left, I got Kent State's own, Cleveland's own, College Cottrell, ready for the draft tonight, rocking the Browns jersey, a little OBJ action. It's fitting that it's brown. Listen, we got an action-packed show for you today. We're going to get into UFC card in which Mosquito got stopped for the first time in 12 years. We're going to get into our fictional sports coaches, which I think has taken off, and I can't wait to continue to get into that, our Sweet 16. And we're going to do a full mock of the first round of the draft. Guys, if you're listening at home and you've been a couch GM and you wanted to GM a football team, we're going to do it for you tonight. These will not be what is going to happen, but these will be what would happen if we were in the GM shoes and what we would do. So then we're going to give our Derby picks, and then we got a great You Gotta Be Kidding Me tonight. So tune in and stay in for the entire show. As usual, like, share, and follow this podcast to give us as much help as possible. What's up, East Coast Gridiron? They checking in first. How you guys doing? Shally, how you feeling tonight, buddy?
Good, bud. Feeling good. Ready to go. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a fun night. How about you, Cottrell? Good week?
Yeah, it's been a great week. I mean, it's the
Outside
draft
hours,
week.
he's kicking your ass.
Yeah, it's a draft week where I don't have to worry about a quarterback. We're later in the draft. I got to actually stay up a little bit and see who the Browns pick. So I can get used to this.
I've been used to that for years. And you know what really sucks is when your team trades out in the first round, which our team did a couple years ago. Let's get into it. We got a lot. We got to go over the UFC card. And before I pass to either one of you guys, I went 2-2. I guess the Masvidal pick. Even though I said I really wouldn't bet on this, but I went 2-2 on the card. And the most surprising thing to me was the Rose Namajunas stoppage over Weili Zhang. It was a good card though, and are
you taking credit for Kamaru winning?
No, I went 2-2. I had Valentina, and I had the guy that didn't do anything, and basically the guy broke his leg. I don't know what to do there. Uriah Hall won the fight, right?
You won.
But what I should have took credit for was say 2-1, because I said the Masvidal pick is because I don't ever want to pick Usman, but don't put your money on it. But I won't. I'm saying 2-2, right?
That's fair.
You were 3-1. You were 3-1, right? So you guys beat me on a card.
It's a weird card.
Very weird.
It was great. I mean, but like, when's the last time you saw the main card start with 2 injuries in a row? Like bad injuries at that too. Like, I mean, Wyman might be done.
Wyman has to be done. That was disgusting.
That's a long road to come back. He's not super young. And then the fight before that was, the dude's knee just gave out and he was on top. And I don't know how the ref didn't say it. I just kept letting him go and they stopped it in between rounds. But the dude's knee was like out of its socket. It was disgusting.
I feel like the ref saw it, but because he was, scrambling with the wrestling position, the ref was probably like, they're still fighting. I'm not going to just call it because
he could
it looks
stop
awkward. But
he could have stopped.
He could have.
It's his responsibility to stop it, to be honest.
He could have, but I mean, in that situation, like anything could happen, especially there, like on the ground. He was actively defending himself. Like it could have. There's a lot of iffy things about that, so I feel for the referee not stopping that one. You leave that to the doctor.
Yeah, no, I mean, but they're responsible for the health and the safety of the fighters when they're in the cage. That'd be like saying if like Weidman jumped around on one leg, you let him keep going.
That was more. That was a little different. Like, because you knew instantly. Like,
I'll tell you right now, I would let that kid continue in the second round.
No, you can't.
I would have.
You would have?
Yeah.
Oh no. That is like
that's irresponsible.
Yeah,
at best.
You kick that leg and like, that's I don't know.
I'll let him continue.
No. That may be.
He
like
wanted to.
That might be
walking.
That might be a career ender. Like you kick that tendon in the wrong spot, like, and it damages some type of nerve. Like
you getting like Teddy Bridgewater territory there. Like you rip an artery or something. Like kid could die. You're getting fired if you let that kid go back on the second round.
Yeah. I just seen it happened in the end of the first round. He got 2 takedowns in a row after it happened, and was winning the end of the round.
After the first one, the guy definitely didn't see it, and then I think he kind of saw it and was like, "What the hell happened?" But then like he was still like bouncing around. He was like, "All right, like maybe he's not hurt."
That one step back.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then after the second one, like, dude, when he pushed him up against Cage, it was just like I was like,
That was a great card, though.
It was. Listen,
no fight hit the third round.
For the first card to be back in front of live fans, for the endings of all 3 of those fights, Dana White couldn't have been happier. With the outcome of any of those fights.
We don't need to get too much into the Shevchenko fight, except to who she's going to fight next, because that was as dominant as we said it was going to be. Like I think across the board we 100% called that, right?
There's nobody for her to fight. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, I don't see the Nunes thing happening.
Dana said, I don't know if you guys watched Dana's press conference after, but he said
no.
It's only gonna happen if they both tell me that they want to fight each other. That's the only way it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It would destroy Valentina's career.
I disagree. Why would it destroy her career?
Because Nunes is going to knock her out in the first round, make her look really silly. She's going to go down and fight 125.
She's not going to knock her out in the first round. I'm going to put some more respect on Valentina Shevchenko's name.
I don't care who it is. Cyborg destroyed everybody, and she knocked Cyborg out in 2 minutes.
That's not. They fought already. She didn't knock her out the last time they fought.
20 pounds. Who?
Shevchenko and
Amanda.
Amanda.
They fought like 10 years ago, though.
It was not that long ago.
It was before Amanda was Amanda.
It wasn't that. It was like 2017, 2018.
It is more recent than you think.
They fought twice.
What you just said, I think, is a huge. I think it depends where they fight. And my problem is I can't see Daniel letting them fight and having Shevchenko's belt be on the line. You can't have somebody hold 3 belts.
No, they wouldn't. It would have to be at 135.
It would have to be 125.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And at the point, I don't know why you do it. I don't know why you're risking. It's gonna be a non-title fight. It's gonna be at a catchweight, and then you're risking one of your champions looking bad.
I don't think it's a catchweight either. I don't think Amanda can go down below 135. Like, she fights 135, 145. I don't think she can cut the 130.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, so I think it would have to be
135, and it would have to be
have to come up.
And it would have to be for Amanda's belt.
Yeah.
It would have to be.
I agree.
No reason for Valentina to take that fight if it's not for the belt.
I don't think she's going to take it anyway. I don't know if she wants to go up 10 pounds to fight and have that be your first fight after being...
So does she fight next?
I don't know. It's one of those divisions where it's
always extra, RJ, always.
It's definitely a problem. It's definitely a problem for him to sell her getting in the cage and not absolutely just destroying whoever he puts in the cage with her.
I loved her saying that, like, she'll fight anybody, just bring it. Like, I love that mentality in a fighter. She doesn't care who it is, who you put in front of her.
That's fine.
Just bring it.
That's not a. I mean, I'm not saying she doesn't think she can't beat her, but I don't know if I would go gung ho in that mindset if it's going to be Amanda Nunes.
I mean, I know Amanda's beat her. I know Amanda's beat her twice already, but their last fight, Shevchenko showed that she belonged. Like, it wasn't just.
I'm not saying she's going to get embarrassed or anything like that. I think she'll be in the fight. I just don't see how she beats her.
That's fair.
That's my only thing. Amanda Nunes is just She's just on a different planet than everybody that is a female MMA fighter.
I agree.
So let's get into the two big fights, the ones I lost, which is fine. I'm good with that.
Thug.
Yo, listen,
Rose.
right? I can't. I really. All right, so let me be clear about this.
Here we go.
I want them to run that fight back so bad. Like I want that to be literally like a absolute rematch.
You literally predicted how it was going to go, though.
I did, kinda.
Yeah, but you said
said
you were
Rose-
like, she's going to come out and her striking is going to be better. So now she kicked her.
I just didn't think she would knock
kicked
her
head
out.
into the second row, and that was it.
I can't say second row. She definitely got landed a clean kick, and she bounced off, but she had her hand up.
Maybe the first row.
Might have been an early stoppage.
Oh,
Mike.
my
See, that's
God.
what I said. Here we go.
I know,
That's what I said. Here we go. Literally, Waylon James
Why-
on the ground with her hands on
Like
her side,
this.
like
No,
this.
it wasn't on her side.
Yes, it was. Look at the video.
Mike, pull the video up.
Somebody pull video.
Pull
I'm
the video.
serious,
her,
bro.
Her hands never moved up to. Her
She
hands
was-
never
she was
moved up to defend
100%
herself.
Not
Never.
defending herself on the ground.
Not one
She was
time. Not one time did her hands
When
move
you
up to
said in
defend
the group
herself.
chat, I was giving you the benefit of the doubt until I saw that other angle. She was on the ground, her head was planted in the mat. She
Not
was
even
not
moving.
defending herself.
Not moving
She
at
was
all.
angry that the fight got stopped.
That's
She,
fine.
she should be angry. She let herself get kicked in the head. Is what
I
she's
agree
angry
with you.
about.
It was definitely, but I really want them to run that back.
They're gonna run it back.
That's fine. You can say you want them running back, but there's no way that was an early
It's
stoppage.
a good stoppage. It was a great win.
Mike, if you don't mind, if you could find a quick YouTube clip of it would be Rose Namajunas knocking out Weili Zhang, UFC.
Just Google
You can
Weili
find-
Zhang head second row. It'll pop right up.
If you can play a short clip of that, find less than a minute clip, let me know. If you can't, no biggie. But I just really kind of want to see this again. I watched it a few times, and I understood the stoppage. I even said that through the text. I understand the stoppage, and I said it might have been a little bit premature because it felt like she bounced up. Now she might have bounced off the canvas.
Yes.
but her hand was by her face.
No, it was not.
No,
it was not near her face.
You're gonna see that
It
it's
was not near her
I
face
was with
at
you.
all.
I'm telling you, I was with you when you said it. I thought it was a good stoppage, but I could understand how somebody would think what you thought until I saw that other angle.
You see
She
the
was-
replay.
yeah, she was-
Hands were literally
Actually-
down by close to her side. It was not nowhere
I
close.
want the listeners to see it too, Bill. I want.
What I'm saying is, I think it's in our. I think I put it in our group chat so I can send it to Mike. Is
That's
what I'm
fair.
saying.
Rematch of that fight.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Oh no, absolutely.
Weili Zhang,
Yeah.
she's been dominating the division,
Yeah.
so 100%.
She
She is
absolutely-
the next. There is no other name that's ready to be up there.
I don't think they fight. I don't think that's their next fight, though.
I think it should be. I don't see why you don't run it back.
I mean,
What's our next fight then?
Weili Zhang's done enough in that division where she can get an
I'm not
automatic
against
rematch
it. Just
clause.
everything I've heard or read is that's not going to be her next fight.
That's 23 straight wins. I mean, she deserves a rematch right away.
I think so too.
I'm 100% fine with it. I'm saying I just don't think we're going to see it.
Dante said, "Don't show me like get her stream taken down because of it's a pay-per-view thing."
I mean, I wish people were paying enough attention that that would happen.
I guess it's possible, but
I don't know which one of these it is.
Usman versus Masvidal. I watched that fight. Let me see if you guys have a similar mindset than I did. I watched that fight and I thought it was exactly the way I thought it was going to go until Masvidal got hit with that right. I felt like it was exactly how I thought it was. I think that Masvidal looked like a little bit better of a striker in the fight to start. All right, still pictures right here. Okay, I need the landing. If we can get it. I can't.
I got one. I'm gonna send it.
I mean, that's right after it. That's before she even got up.
Yeah, but her hand's still by her head.
Rose is on the other side of her.
No, I get it, but her hand's by her head.
yeah, her right
She's
hand.
protecting
But
the
you
right
said
side
it
of her
was down by her hips.
Yeah, her left hand. Where she was getting hit on the left side.
What does it matter where her right hand is if she's hitting this side of her face?
She's covering her head. I don't know.
Oh,
On the wrong side, so that means she's clearly out of it.
She stood up and almost fell over. If the
Why am
ref
I blocking the right side if I'm getting smacked?
If the
in my
ref
left-
wasn't holding
left
on
side
to
of
her,
my
she was
head?
going to fall over. She was in La La Land, dude.
Okay, let's get into Masvidal versus Usman. I felt like that fight was going exactly the way I thought it would. I felt like Masvidal and Usman were striking very, very well back and forth.
Yep.
I felt like Masvidal was a little bit of a cleaner striker. I felt like that Usman hit him with a shot or two that were clean, and Masvidal gave him the I don't feel you.
Correct.
And I think Masvidal got very overconfident, very cocky and did not see that punch coming. Masvidal even said he thought he was going to shoot, and he was going down to protect a shoot, and he got caught. And when he got caught, that surprise. Listen, I give Usman all the credit in the world. That is the type of Kamaru Usman I want to watch if he's fighting for title fights. I want to see that guy. I don't want to see the step. The last 2 fights Usman have, I can't say a word bad about the guy. I can't. That's exactly what I want to see out of a champion at 170. I don't want to see
lay and pray.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the Daniel Cormier way of holding the belt. Let's tackle you, lay on top of you for 20 minutes.
Can we finally
the old country, you know what I mean? Big country way.
Can we put some respect on Kamaru Usman's name here? Is that okay?
He's the champ. I mean, what kind of respect do you want?
He's
still not where you think he is.
I understand that, but actually, he's moving the needle even further. But
by beating what you call a journeyman.
Okay, but this is a guy
I'm
who
just saying, don't take credit for it if you're going to call the guy a journeyman.
Okay, I understand that, but it's not just that he beat him, but this is a guy who the BMF title holder who hasn't been knocked out in 12 years, and he just put him to sleep, knocked the sweat and water
Do you
all
feel like
over
that
his head.
Usman was outstriking him until that strike?
Yes,
I don't.
That's fine. You're a Masvidal fan. Masvidal was clearly getting. To me, I thought it was clear. You look at the judges. You look at the Georgia scorecards, and that's how you know that he was outstriking him.
So you're talking about the first round?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Usman took him down the first round.
I think it was a close fight.
It was a close
Listen,
fight, but
it was very close.
I will agree. I actually pretty much agree across the board with what Gene said. I think after the first round, he got way too comfortable and way too overconfident real quick. And again, I can't give any more credit in the world to him for knocking him out. But
I agree.
But it's, Masvidal looked better than he did the first fight for sure.
And Masvidal handled himself, like, in my opinion, the best way you could have. Strictly class. Like, I feel like
what are you going to say?
I was going to say, what do you say after you get knocked out like that?
The dude's still looking for his jaw. I mean,
he seemed really coherent in the interview right afterwards.
I mean,
he waited around for it. Like, he didn't seem like he was, but he definitely got knocked out, and that was clean as it could be. Like, that was as clean as it could be. That was the best punch I've ever seen Usman land in his career.
That's probably
that was clean, flush.
I mean, it's top 20 knockouts probably.
100%.
All time.
Especially when you knock out a guy like Gamebred.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't get knocked out.
I guess the better question is, what's next for him?
Well, he's fighting Colby. That's already
set. Yeah, Dana said that already. That's happening.
And Colby gave him a war for 5 rounds, bro.
More than Gamebred did. I don't know what the disrespect is on Colby or Kamaru. I don't get
it. The Colby disrespect is because of the person he is.
Okay, that's fine. You can not like the guy, and he's still
correct. I'm not going to give anybody credit I don't like that. Why? Because I think he's a disrespectful piece of shit. Like, talking about he's going to show up at the fight with Jorge Masvidal's ex-wife. Like, I don't like people like that. I don't.
I mean, I
just don't.
Honestly, it's no worse than stuff Conor said, though.
Yeah, but I'm not a huge Conor fan.
Okay, what about Kamaru? Kamaru's a stand-up guy outside of the octagon, inside the octagon. Yeah, he talks his shit, but I
don't like. I didn't like the way of a fighter he was.
You didn't like that. Like, he had 2 boring fights.
It's
2.
It's way more than that.
Look at his numbers.
Look at his
finishes.
When did you start watching Kamaru?
Yeah.
What do you mean? When did I start watching Kamaru?
I'm asking because if you said he had 2 boring fights,
I will give you this. The last 2 fights, he's looked like a different person.
Correct.
A different fighter.
100%.
And if he continues to do this,
I will give him respect.
Then
I actually already earned my respect. He already earned my respect.
He didn't.
Then we could start talking about where he's going to fall all time.
For me, though, you don't have to finish a fighter every single time you go out. Like his fight against Tyron Woodley, he didn't finish him. It was a unanimous decision, but it was just dominant.
But that's what separates you from being elite and GOAT. That's the difference. You look.
Khabib is a GOAT, and he went 5 rounds with Ali Quina. Like what?
Yeah, but
what are we?
All right, so can I defend that?
Sure,
I'd like to defend that. Ali Aquina was a last-minute replacement. Khabib is known as a person that studies his opponent for months, for a month.
Okay, but you can say that. But last week when we were talking about Kamaru, and he got 6 days notice for Jorge Masvidal, it wasn't none of that. It was he went in there and stepped on his toes for 25 minutes. We don't care about that when it's Khabib, but we care about that when it's Kamaru.
Ali Aquina was prepared to fight. He was prepared to fight somebody else. Jorge Masvidal cut 20 pounds in 6 days and took the fight on 6 days' notice. Like I think that's a little bit different.
It's a big difference.
It's a difference in weight, but You getting a
It's
fighter
a
on.
difference in just like Al Iaquinta was prepared to fight somebody. His fight got canceled.
So at the time, Al Iaquinta was the 10th rate guy. Gamebred still had knockout ability. It wasn't like Gamebred wasn't in shape
after
to
the
fight.
first round, I don't think he did.
I will take your argument and put it and give Kamaru respect for it. You look how very basic his game plan was in the first Masvidal fight because he only had 6 days to prepare. He did things that were safe that he knew was going to win the fight. This fight came out. He outstruck him in the first round, even though it was close. He took him down, and then he finished him in the second round because he had months to study all his fights and he knew what he was going to say. That is a difference. That is literally proving our point. Like you just saw it in this fight.
And I got to give Kamaru Usman a ton of credit for studying Masvidal. He definitely that was a vet move. He like basically took a shoot, what he would normally do a shoot, and came with an overhand and knocked him cold.
He wouldn't risk that in the first fight because he wasn't familiar enough with Masvidal's tendencies.
That's fair.
If you do that and get caught coming in, that's how you lose your belt. That's how you do stupid stuff.
That's fair. That's a fair point. I can't argue that one.
He won the fight. He killed him. I mean, again, he's moving
Still
up the ladder.
a big Masvidal fan, and I would love to see him fight Leon Edwards next.
Probably going to happen if he can get past Nate Diaz.
I don't think so. I don't know why Leon would take that fight. If Leon beats Nate Diaz, then Leon's going to want to fight for the belt.
Yeah, he's going to fight the winner.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way you take that Masvidal fight if you're Leon.
Another
That's
person
what
they're talking about, Ruben? Nick Diaz. And I'll tell you why. Nick Diaz said something like, I want to fight him because of what he did to my brother.
Yeah, and then Jorge said if someone
family.
disrespected my little brother like that, I would want to fight him too.
I think that would be a great fight. I want to see
I mean, it's
fights.
a perfect answer. He has to say something like that because he's got to sell a fight now. I mean,
I don't want that to be Nick Diaz's first fight in
dude, I can't wait
5
till
years.
the Diaz brothers just retire. I can't.
I'm with it.
I can't stand
Stockholm's finest.
Guys, it is 9:20 and we have a big show in it. I would love to get into more UFC, but we got to move on. We have our fictional coaches bracket. That's going to take time, and we're doing a full mock draft. So,
Horses.
Great comments. Let's get into the fictional coaches bracket, Sweet 16. Man, this has gotten such great feedback. Mike's going to throw it up on the screen in a second, and we will get into the first matchup.
Any day, Mike.
Okay, he's got it up. We're going to start with the East. We'll start with the East because we haven't talked about it in a while, and we'll start with a really easy one. Herman Boone versus Reggie Dunlap. I don't know how much time we need to spend on this one. I have Herman Boone. I don't think it's close.
If you drop a pass, you will run a mile. If you fumble,
You will run a
put
mile.
my foot in your John Brown
I
hind
love
parts.
it. I love it.
And then you will run a mile.
I love it.
Herman Boone all the way.
Not close.
Yeah, I don't need to say too much on this. It's Herman Boone.
So we'll get more into Herman Boone. Obviously, when he goes further as he advances, that's easy. We'll submit that. This is one we're going to take some time on. Because this is a really... Guys, I'm dead serious right now. I'm at this show right now and still don't know who I'm picking.
Did it keep you up at night?
Jimmy Dugan, League of Their Own. Tony D'Amato, Any Given Sunday. This is what dreams are made of.
Who wants
Shally,
to
I want you to start with this one. No, who wants to? I got this. Come on, bro. Let me host. Just kidding.
I'm torn on this.
I know who I'm picking. I came prepared.
I will say I know where I'm going to go. I've actually gone back and forth on this a couple times, but
Give me a reason because you might sell me on it because I'm dead serious. I am like really on the fence on this one.
I think the job that Jimmy Dugan did was more impressive than what Tony D'Amato did. It's also tough because at the end, I mean, they did lose in the World Series. D'Amato lost in the playoffs, so neither one of them won, so they don't have that tiebreaker going for them. I think what Jimmy Dugan did out of the middle of nowhere with the women, some of that is based off obviously like a true story with what went on during the war with baseball. So I'm going Jimmy Dugan to go to the next round.
This is a really close one. What do you got?
Tony D'Amato.
Okay, let's
Any
hear
given
it.
Sunday.
Here, let me hear it.
My man Willie Beeman. He's just coaching. That team that he had, he got them together. He got them going to the don't get me wrong, they were talented, but he was the one who put them all together to get there. Any
He
given
put
Sunday,
it together. He didn't know he had Willie Beeman until Cap got hurt.
Yeah, but
Actually, one of the big points that you do realize Willie Beam was the third string.
Correct.
The third string.
So I don't want to hear like talent development. He knew what he had. He didn't want to play the dude.
The thing though
Cap couldn't even see it. He was trying to throw him in the game.
The thing though is that you win. I think that's even more impressive. You win at all odds. You have your third string quarterback out there.
They didn't win though.
And you're winning. You make the playoffs. That's what I mean.
They won a playoff game.
Yeah, exactly.
Jimmy
They
Dugan
lost in the divisional game.
Yeah, Jimmy Dugan made the World Series.
I get that.
Fair.
He also wasn't pitching with his, fifth string.
He actually was. They traded his best pitcher actually.
Yeah, but it wasn't third string though. We weren't that far down the line.
It's on you.
I got Tony D'Amato.
You're going Tony D'Amato. Okay. So I'm splitting this. Jesus. Oh, man. I'll tell you why this is hard for me, okay? I think Tony D'Amato, what he did with a third-string quarterback is absolutely awesome. I think that the friction on that team for them to lose that game in the rain where the team gave up on Willie Beeman and then him have to earn his team back, like be able to get that locker room back, to have like LL Cool J being like the selfish running back that needs to get his yards, and near at the end in the playoff game, he went out of bounds to kind of like help the team instead of trying to get the touchdown. I think that's huge. I think that's good coaching. He also gives one of the greatest speeches in the history of movies.
It's the best part of the movie.
100%.
That speech before the playoff game is the best part of the movie.
Inch by inch.
Yes. It's the best part of the movie.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Now, Jimmy Dugan, on the other hand, did take the team to the World Series, did have the most talented team, kept them together through a lot of different crazy scenarios. Man, this is tough.
Tick.
I'm going to go Tony D'Amato.
Oh, my Christ.
Let's go.
Small parts.
Let's go.
Small margins.
That's the right answer.
The smallest of margins. I went Tony D'Amato. And at really small margins. This should be an easy one, too. I don't know how long you want to spend on this one. But it's a battle of two football coaches. It's David and Goliath. It's really Danny and Eric. Danny O'Shea versus Eric Taylor. Eric Taylor's just a better football coach. Danny O'Shea... very timid guy. Did good for what he needed to do. Nothing against him, but
this is like
Eric Taylor.
Yeah, I mean it's Eric Taylor. I'll give Danny O'Shea a little bit of credit though. I mean he was the bully little brother, gets a chance to beat the big brother in the playoff game with the less talented team, runs all the trick plays, does everything, all the tricks out of his pocket to win the game, gets his daughter over the hump, makes her a superstar after the older brother cut her just because she was a girl. But Eric Taylor is just on another level. 3 state well, he lost one, but 2 out of 3 state championships with a different team. We'll get more into him as we go further once he actually has like a
reasonable matchup.
Yeah, somebody's going to challenge him.
I agree with that.
It's Coach Taylor all day by like 55 points if it's a basketball game.
What do you think?
Yeah, Coach Taylor easily. I mean, especially what he did backup quarterback, my man Matt. It's not even close for me. 7. Yep, my man 7.
Okay, so this is another good one. Jimmy Mcginty versus Mickey Goldman. This is another one, and you know what? I did it the unfair way last time. I went last, and I got split between you two. So I'm not going to be the end-all, be-all here. Let me start.
You don't want the pressure?
I'll go last.
Okay, let's give Shallcross last one.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Okay. Jimmy Mcginty, essentially, his character is on this twice. The actor for Jimmy Mcginty is on this twice. But Jimmy Mcginty is a really good football coach. Took Footsteps Falco, group of replacements, really took that team. They beat a team that fully crossed the line. I said that already. Mick took an Italian fighter from South Philadelphia and got that guy to beat the champion of the world and win the title. Rocky 2, Mick did an amazing job. Rocky 1, training him, getting him in that fight with Apollo Creed. This might be a little homer bias. I'm going with Mick. Smallest of margins.
I'm going
smallest of margins.
Bill, I'm putting the pressure on you. I'm going with Jimmy Mcginty. I touched on it a little bit last week. You could argue Rock fought a lot better. Not a lot better. Fought a little bit better after Mick wasn't coaching him anymore. Jimmy Mcginty.
It's a bad argument.
This is a guy who had literally replacements, guys who were just misfits,
Scabs.
and he was winning with them. So he's doing more with less. Give me Jimmy.
This is another good one because again, I value like what the end goal is or the end outcome is. So you give Rock, it's kind of I'm gonna say a middle of the road, but he was a respectable heavyweight. Mickey gets him over the hump, beats Apollo, and then all the wars obviously that followed after that before Mickey died in the movie. Versus a guy who came in a terrible situation and had to take a bunch of replacement players and play at an NFL level. I'm not taking because it's Homer. I think Mickey. I think what Mickey did to you're comparing winning football games versus becoming the absolute world champion at something, and that to me is what tips the scales to Mickey's favor a little bit. So I'm going Mickey here. I think he's in. It's going to be tough for him to get past probably this, but I'm taking Mickey to advance.
Okay, let's slide to the other side. We got the 1 versus the 2 and the 1 versus the 2. We're starting with a really easy one. This is another one of those ones I think we can get through pretty quick. Normandale versus Coach Klein. I made an argument for Coach Klein last week. I think Coach Klein was an offensive guru, would have been a good offense coordinator. Normandale was absolute animal.
I think you said genius last week.
I said guru.
All right.
I also said that Coach Klein versus God, he would have lost because the Angels would have beat him if it was God we're arguing against. But I'm going Normandale here from Hoosiers. This to me is pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm also going Normandale. No surprise here.
Sweet. Agreed.
All right, we swept the board on that one. Let's get into Morris Buttermaker versus Lou Brown.
Can I go first?
Yes.
Lou Brown all day, baby. You already know I'm going Lou Brown.
Cleveland zone.
Yes, sir.
Homer Simpson.
Homer Simpson.
Hey, you guys get Mick, I get Lou.
I get it. That's fair.
I'm Lou Brown as well. He took a bunch of.
Good.
I mean, half that roster had no business being in the major leagues, and took him to a wild card playing game. So I'm Lou Brown, and that sets up.
This is the easiest 2-3.
Absolute war next week.
I'm gonna go Lou Brown too, and a decisive sweep. And I will come prepared next week with Normandale versus Lou Brown because those two. That is a heavyweight matchup of 2 old coaches.
I guess
that were both incredible.
I'm really gonna have to figure out what I want to do on that one because I feel like it's pretty clear cut where you two are gonna go.
I don't know.
Hey, I don't think it's clear for Gene.
I promise you, it's not clear.
It's not clear for me yet either.
I love Normandale, but I love Lou Brown. I honestly think Lou Brown could have been a 1 seed. I think he's the best 2.
He's definitely the best 2,
in my opinion. Yep. All right, Gordon Bombay versus Chubbs Peterson. This is a 1-5 matchup that I feel like deserves a conversation. Minnesota Miracle Man versus the man that took a bad golfer, a bad hockey player, and got him to win the tour championship. Taught him golf in like 8 months. Saved grandma's house.
Yes, but Gordon Bombay did it on so many levels and did it for a longer duration. Like, this was just one tournament. Gordon Bombay was like career just great as a coach. So for me, I'm going to go Gordon Bombay on this one.
for all the reasons he just said. I'm Gordon Bombay as well.
So then I guess my vote would not really matter, but I'll go Gordon Bombay also. But
I want to hear your argument,
slimmer.
though.
Well, so I went with Gordon Bombay, but it's a lot slimmer. I think Gordon Bombay wasn't that great of a coach. And, like, he lost his team. He lost the locker room, and he had to beg for them all to come back during issues with the United States Olympic team after they got destroyed. I personally really believe that Gordon Bombay is the weakest one seed here, in my opinion.
I do not agree with that.
So, Eric Taylor, Herman Boone, and
I think it's Normandale.
No way.
Normandale's the weakest one for me.
I don't agree.
That's why he's got the hardest too.
It's fair. I don't agree. Well, you made the bracket, so. All right, Gordon Bombay moves on. Mr. Miyagi versus Molly McGrath. I'm not going first on this one. I'll go last. Because I got screwed on this last week because Ken Carter should not have been a 6 seed and should have won.
Jesus.
That's the truth. If you guys want to 2-0 me, I won't even talk about it. But Mr. Miyagi, never mind. Go ahead.
You can go first on this.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Molly McGrath, Wildcats football. I mean, look, what she did against all odds in that environment, school system that, had very little resources to give her, a team that was racially divided, and she was a woman coach in football during the early 80s. It's Molly McGrath for me, and that's all I got to say.
Go ahead, Bill.
This is tough. This is one of the ones I looked at and I thought I knew what I had to do, and then the more I thought about it, it's a lot closer than I thought it was. I'm going
sand the floor, wax on, wax off. Like took the crane kick into the championship, took a little Daniel's son and Julie's son. Like, let's not forget about the fact that he took Julie's son. I'll go second, Mr. Miyagi, and I'll put the pressure on you again, and you can screw me again. It's fine. But taking Daniel's son to the championship, taking Julia's son, come on. Let's go, Miyagi. Wax on, wax off.
I am going with Miyagi-Do karate.
Yes! Wax Wildcats out of here.
He took a kid that really had almost no athletic talent, couldn't protect himself. He's just a little old,
scrawny boy.
Little Japanese repairman with a wealth of knowledge. And he taught that kid everything. And then, like I said, then you bring up a good point. He did it with Hillary Swank and was that Karate Kid 4, I guess.
Julie's son.
And he took Daniel to Japan, and he beat that guy at the festival of whatever it was called.
Bill, I'm very disappointed in you. I want you to know that.
I know you are.
Like, I hope it hurts. I hope it eats away.
Ken Carter should have won.
Ken Carter shouldn't have been a 6 seed. I'm with you on that.
I agree.
But no, he should not have won there.
Oh, guys, we're going to do the Elite Eight next week.
I feel firm with my Molly McGrath over Coach Carter pick.
That's fair. Yo, listen, I want to let the listeners in on something that they need to hear, okay? This is a little behind-the-scenes stuff, okay?
Boy. Don't listen. This is propaganda.
This
fake
is
news.
the behind-the-scenes.
This is fake news.
I was told that Ken Carter would probably sweep that round before the show, before we aired. I was told Ken Carter. I did not go last for that specific reason, and I'm floored. And to all the Ken Carter fans at home, I apologize to you. Coach Carter should still be in this tournament.
This is fake news, guys. Fake news.
This is not like a national travesty.
It is
like
a
you're
travesty.
making it out.
Look, the troll's on here. Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off, sand the floor. He's the GOAT. He got his car washed.
Nobody said paint the fence yet either.
Paint the fence.
Paint the fence.
Paint the fence.
Bonsai.
Guys, the fictional coaches bracket has been so much fun. I appreciate you guys, your feedback on it. We have our Elite Eight. We'll get into that next week. I don't know. Heck, let's see how next week goes. We might even finish the damn tournament.
We might actually have to talk about that because he's not here the week after that.
Yeah, let's finish the tournament. It's only 4 matchups.
Well, it's Elite Eight, Final Four, and then championship.
Not that. Well, we can leave the championship. We can do the voter thing.
Yeah, but he's
we can figure it out. We don't have to.
We'll
make
figure it
rash
out. We're going to
decisions
talk
on
right now.
there.
Listen, I'll tell you right now, I want to get it done because I'm loving this. And listen, I'm moving to England, okay? Because I love this shit.
The next one,
You
I'm telling
can't catch the Lou Brown references I'm giving you right now. You're not paying attention.
The next one's going to be just as heated. I can't wait.
It's not going to be just as heated. I'm going to get screwed. I
No,
know.
he means his
the next
his
thing we're
bracket
doing.
that he wants.
Good.
To
I'd love these debates.
It's going to be good.
Okay, so what we did is we became general managers for 11 teams, and 10. But Bill, on the other hand, got some really sweet picks. So, like, Bill got the ones I think everybody wants, but he only got 10 teams. Me and Control of 11. We're general managing all 32 teams in the NFL on what we would do. I would love for you to take our picks and dissect them 3 years from now and be like, wow, Gene, Bill, and Cottrell knew their shit. Or Gene, Bill, and Cottrell didn't. We came up with little tag names for this event. We got some sound bites for this event. Play the sound bite for me real quick. Hey, if you're listening at home, you're loving that, right? All right, so we got Cottrell Kuiper. We got Shally Mcshea. And we got the fastest 2 minutes in sports, Gino Berman. Let's get started. All right, so we randomly drew names. I had the first pick, Cottrell the second, Bill the third, and then we're just going to continue going through that. Like, I got, look, paperwork, notes out the butt. I'm ready for this. I'm GMing all day.
This is our war room, guys. I want you to know that.
And you're welcome.
I don't know what Bill's saying you're welcome for.
Yeah.
I'm an ultra prepper.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Giving behind the scenes information that the
walk-
listeners don't need to hear.
You walked in and had a professional draft packet prepared for you. This is more information than the guys in the room have.
I've probably done, especially Howie, I've probably done about 140 Pro Football Focus mock drafts.
This is not a joke either. Like, he does them and send them to us.
Zero.
Like, not a joke at all.
I love it.
I just read all myself.
Dude, the draft tomorrow night is going to be so much fun. And then Friday night, my girlfriend's going to hate me. Sorry, babe.
She already does. It's fine.
Hey, she loves me sometimes.
Sometimes.
All right, so do you want to start? Let's kick it off.
Yes,
Go.
sir.
All right, with the first pick,
The
the Jacksonville Jaguars
are on the clock.
select
Shock the world.
the best player in the draft.
Asshole.
It's not close. Trevor Lawrence. Fact. Let's head over to College Cottrell for a number 2 pick that could be a little different. We don't know.
So, if I'm the GM of the New York Jets, with the second pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State University.
Did you really have him second on your list and then boo it? Yeah. That's awful.
It's a homer pick.
No, it's
No,
not.
It's the right pick.
It's the right pick.
I'm just
If
kidding.
I was second, I would have took Justin Fields also.
Relax. I would too.
All right, so number 3, Shally Mcshea.
The most controversial first round pick so far. Well, I mean, Cottrell just shook up the draft, but the San Francisco 49ers with number 3 overall pick select. Sticking with Roll Tide, baby. Mac Jones is going to San Francisco.
I need a soundbite that has him saying Roll Tide. Like, if you can just clip that, because I'm going to use that for years. For a guy that hates Alabama, he literally just said Roll Tide on the show. I want to be clear.
Roll Tide.
I need that. Did it again. He did it again. Clip it. Send it. That'll be sent out all week.
That's
Check the Facebook page.
The second one might be even better because he added more L's in there. You know, he's like a true Bama fan.
I'll give you a better one with an accent later too, just to make you happy.
I would like it.
All right.
I'd prefer it.
Get
Okay,
on-
so
get what
this
you
this
want.
is where it gets a little interesting. The Atlanta Falcons have a couple choices here. And as their GM, I have to understand their cap situation, and I looked that up. Matt Ryan's on the hook for a lot of money right now.
A lot.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put the engine back together. I'm going to try to give him a weapon. So with the 4th pick, the Atlanta Falcons select tight end out of Florida, Kyle Pitts.
Local boy, by the way.
Yes.
Archbishop Wood went to high school about.
Wood.
Actually, I love that pick for them.
Quarter of a mile from me.
Everything you said makes 100% sense.
Can't pass them up. I mean, it's. I think the big argument with them is if somebody thinks they might take a quarterback with Matt Ryan's situation, I just don't see how you could take any of the 2 quarterbacks that are left there because they're going to sit for 2 years. Definitely going to sit for 1 year. Take a guy and like you said, add a weapon, and he's pretty much one of the can't miss guys in the draft behind Trevor Lawrence. So
I feel that.
I feel like I need to know. I know where you're going here. I feel like I honed in, and we haven't talked about it. But I feel like that you're the intelligent human being in the room that's going to make the right decision here. But Gad, go 5.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what
but-
that means either.
I'll tell you if he makes the right decision.
All right, so the Cincinnati Bengals have a lot of needs. The 2 biggest ones are wide receiver and offensive line. Problem with the Bengals is they drafted Jonah Williams last year, and he's going to be their starting left tackle. Because I don't know what Jonah Williams would be like if I move him to right tackle or if I kept him at left and moved the best offensive tackle in this class to right tackle. The pick for me is Jamar Chase from LSU.
I vehemently disagree. And we didn't get the sound. You got a point.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
got a
my bad,
point.
My bad, my bad.
Come on, man.
Act like a
I'm using
professional.
Cottrell for come on, man, this week now. Probably not, but I disagree with that. That's okay.
Fair. That's why I'm the GM.
I get it. I get
Look
it.
at me. I'm the captain.
You're the GM of that.
I am the captain now.
So, Shelly Mcshea is on the clock with the Miami Dolphins.
So that puts me in a little bit of a predicament.
Because you thought he should have went the other way too, right?
Yeah.
Like just tore his knee up. Like, why not protect him?
But I'm going to stick with what I think they're going to do, because I think they're going to address that knee later in the round. So with this number 6 pick overall, the Miami Dolphins select. Are you ready? I'm going to do it again. Roll Tide, Devonta Smith, reuniting with Tua in Miami.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Say that name 3 times fast.
I can't say it once.
So, it's really funny because I mocked this out a couple times, and most times I had the Lions taking Devonta Smith because I thought he would be there at 7. Now I'm going to, so I'm the general manager. I'm kind of panicking, and one of the best offensive tackles are just sitting on the board for me. And, maybe I should protect someone. Maybe I can keep a superstar here. Maybe I'm going to change generational trash that this organization's done. Detroit, you need to hire me. Because I'm going to take a guy that's going to be a 12-time Pro Bowler. So with the 7th pick in this fictional draft, the Detroit Lions select Penei Sewell from Oregon.
Now this is where it gets interesting tomorrow. If it breaks this way, I mean, we know Fields isn't going to, but that doesn't really change anything per se. This is where I think trades might start happening because they can, in theory, move down to 9 and probably still get him and get an extra draft pick if somebody wants to jump to 7 to get one of the QBs. This is where the draft gets fun tomorrow night.
Well, it gets fun because Penei Sewell should have went 4.
I mean,
Well, 5.
Or 5, sorry.
you're talking the wrong GM, sir.
I know. I'm upset.
All right.
So my mock is already thrown off, guys.
That's fine. That's what we're here for. We don't do this chalk thing,
It's fair.
All right, so the Carolina Panthers. This is another team. They got a lot of needs. Last draft, they went strictly defense pretty much. So with the 8th pick, the 2021 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Jalen Waddle out of Alabama to be a weapon for Sam Darnold.
Wow.
Cottrell's going strictly skill in this draft.
I'm going
Cottrell's going
fit.
straight like AWOL.
I agree. So I'm glad I don't pick directly after him because it gives me a little time to recover.
All right. Well, I mean, if it breaks down this way tomorrow, my man John Elway is going to be a very happy camper if he doesn't have to move up to 9. So this is an easy pick for me now. With the number 9 pick, the Denver Broncos select out of North Dakota State University, quarterback Trey Lands.
So how funny is it to you that the 2 NFL comparisons for him are Josh Allen, which I kind of agree with, but the one that comes up a ton is Carson Wentz.
I think, again, I don't think it's a bad comparison. I just think a lot
It's
of it, the
almost
comparison is because they went to the same school.
I actually think that it's because they're almost identical players. Trey Lance is a lot more athletic, but I'm talking about Carson pre-ACL, the escapability, and one of the downfalls, they both have big arms, one of the downfalls was they're just a little bit inaccurate. They make receivers move, adjust to footballs. But huge comparisons, huge different similarities with those 2 quarterbacks.
It's not a bad comparison. I think he's closer to Josh Allen, but it's not a bad comparison. I mean, you could compare Josh Allen and Carson Wentz too. So for me, it's not a bad comparison. I definitely get it. And North Dakota State clearly has an ideal quarterback they like having under center for them.
So this one's pretty easy for me. I have the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to take the kicker out of – no, I'm just kidding. Listen, if I was the GM of the Dallas Cowboys, I would absolutely blow up their team because I hate them that much. But I got to be real here. I can't be that guy. But
It's one way to go.
the Dallas Cowboys, with the 10th pick in the fictional draft, select Patrick Surtain out of Alabama. And I won't say that ugly phrase afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Roll
Thank you.
Tide.
We don't need that. All right. So, for me, we're sitting at 11. We got a couple options that we can go here. But I I think I know which way I want to go. This is a guy who's going to come in and instantly help us out. With the 11th pick in the fictional draft, the New York Giants select Micah Parsons out of Penn State University.
I knew you were going there.
So,
Knew it. So this is exactly what Eagles fans at home would be sick to their stomach, because this is, if this happens, I'll listen. Now, Bill, you're the GM, so you can't be mad at the GM anymore because you're at 12 and you're the GM. So they fired Howie after he made the trade, and Bill Shawcross is now the general manager of the Philadelphia Eagles, and he has the 12th pick. So let's see what he goes with.
He has to make chicken soup out of chicken poop.
in reality here, I'm trading if we were doing that. Because all three people I wanted that I actually felt okay with drafting here are gone, which is what I think is going to happen, and that's why Howie got fired, because he's a moron.
Agreed.
Good Lord. I mean, there's only really one pick we can make here since I can't trade.
I'm going to X him out right now because I feel like I know who it is.
I mean, it has, yeah. So, all right. So, number 12 overall, the next future Philadelphia Eagles bust.
Why are you picking a bust? You're picking 12 overall. It's
people,
you. You're making the pick.
All my people are gone. I want to trade. I'm not allowed to trade.
No, but you can pick who you think. All right, so hold on. Before you do this, don't do this. If you think the guy is going to be a bust, don't pick him. You're the GM. Let's change it around. Let's make.
If you're going by needs and everything else, and we're doing this like legit, I'm not going to just pick some random person that I think is going to be good that we don't need. That's not realistic. So I'm going to pick somebody. I'm going to pick somebody that we need that we have a need for. I'm just not confident in him. We talked about him last week. So number 12 overall, the Philadelphia Eagles select cornerback J.C. Horn from South Carolina.
I love that pick.
I had the X on it.
You're not confident? I'm confident in him.
Joe Horn's kid.
That's a guy who's going to come in and be a lockdown corner. That's a good pick, Bill.
We'll see.
Easiest pick of the draft. I don't even need time for this. I don't need to explain this. This is just easiest pick. The Chargers have an exact need here, and this player has been climbing up a ton of draft boards. Super simple pick. With the 13th pick, the Los Angeles Chargers select. I mean, come on, guys. Rashawn Slater. This is super simple. They need someone to protect Herbert. They're going to get all-pro linemen. This is easy. Thank you for leaving me with this gem. So, Cottrell, you're up.
All right. So, the Minnesota Vikings have a few needs. I would say more so on the defensive side of the ball.
Yep.
So, with the 14th pick in the fictional draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Kwity Paye out of Michigan.
Kwity, go blue.
Oh, just gives me the heebie-jeebies hearing it.
He sounded too excited to make the pick, actually.
I know. All right.
Dante, can you, all right, so do me a favor. I love the comments, guys. Continue the comments. Love it. By the way, your buddy Jim Nadolski, he wants to know why you're not wearing a Denzel Ward jersey because you went to school with him.
Oh, it's at home. I got one. It's at home.
It's a fair question.
We got to save it for tomorrow.
But, Dante, I need you to say good pick so-and-so for what pick. Because, when we see it, I don't know who you're talking about. So just help me out with that because I would love your analysis. I love you. Dante with East Coast Gridiron, great show. If you guys, want to listen to another sports show on Thursdays, right after us, listen to them. They're awesome.
Jim's a diehard Browns fan. He has, season tickets, goes every year. It's the best kind of fan out there.
So he likes being disappointed?
No. He's
all right.
Get out of here. Super Bowl. Super Bowl, Super Browns. Yeah, I said it.
Are you putting on the record?
Yes.
For
Super
this
Bowl,
year?
yes.
Oh. All right.
They're the 5th best team in the AFC. Okay, so.
It's a different show.
Yeah, of course. So you're up right now with number 15.
All right, well, this is easy for me.
By the way, Dante said good pick on Rashawn Slater. That was an easy one.
Number 15, New England Patriots select quarterback from BYU, Zach Wilson.
Bill Belichick does it again.
Doesn't move and gets his quarterback.
Zach Wilson.
Is
I'm not. First of all, it's so odd you checked in on the wire line. Don't me start with the Brown slander. if you literally looked at the projections for the AFC, they're projected 5th or 6th. That's not slander. I'm saying where they're projected. Look at the Super Bowl odds for the Browns. I'm not kidding. That's not like that. So you think someone that says, I just want to get your point on this. Do you think someone that says the Browns are 5th in the AFC is slander?
I'm not going to say it's slander, but I think it's off base.
Well, all right, so
I just know
we'll
I
get
would
back
let
to the draft.
somebody talk to my girlfriend like that through the show. That's what I'm saying.
We'll listen. We'll get to the slander and we'll get to that in a minute. But like I look at the Chiefs.
Okay.
I look at Buffalo.
Okay.
I look at the Colts adding Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
And I look at the Ravens who beat them like 6 out of the last 7 times they played.
Ravens I could see a little bit.
And I look at them as 5th. I don't think that's crazy.
Ravens,
and I'm higher on Carson Wentz than most people, so obviously that's not. But that's fair. All right, who you took? Zach Wilson. 16. I got another easy pick here. Very easy pick. 100% need, 100% player sitting there. Guy's an absolute animal. I'm going to take another Bama guy off your hands. Give me Christian Barmore with the pick, 16th pick. I screwed this up. The Arizona Cardinals select Christian Barmore from Alabama.
Now you can be your own. Come on, you got to be kidding me because you messed it up this time.
That's fair. That's fair. Listen, we all make mistakes. I made one there, and I admit it.
All right. So that makes things a little interesting here.
Cottrell was definitely planning on taking him later in the draft.
I was planning on taking him at 17. I'm not gonna lie to you. But with that said,
well, that team has a need there. Like the Cardinals definitely have a need for an interior lineman.
That's fair. I mean, they do too. But whatever.
There's another player that they could have took that's still on the board. But like I felt like, but God, I'll get to that player later because I think he's gonna get picked soon.
So I believe that the Raiders need to address their defense. Their offense isn't great, but it seems like they understand they have the right pieces to run what Gruden likes to run.
It's the more solid of the two sides of the ball.
So they can pick up on the offense in the later rounds. So I think with the first round pick, you got to get a playmaker. You got to get a guy that's going to go out there and shake some things up. So at the 17th pick of the first round, the Las Vegas Raiders select
Cross them out.
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
I didn't cross him out. I crossed out somebody else. Okay, that was interesting. Good pick, but interesting. 18.
All right. I kind of foreshadowed this earlier. The Miami Dolphins are back on the clock, and they're going to address their second need, which is offensive line. So with the 18th pick, Miami Dolphins select out of Virginia Tech, Christian Darrisaw.
You know, I was sitting there at 19 at Washington. I would have tried to trade up. Like, I honestly wish I would have been a trade up because I think that's the perfect fit. For an Eagles fan, I'm kind of happy. But yeah, that was a hurt piece right there. You hit me right below the teeth. All right, so I have Washington. I have the football team. You got to give me a second. I have a backup plan for them. This is my draft, by the way. Okay. So I'm higher on this guy than most people. By the way, Dante just said you made your first good pick.
My first good pick?
First good pick.
Whoa.
Wow.
Well, you can't say that, Dante, because he did take Justin Fields at 2, and you have Justin Fields 1. So can't say that, but yeah. And Charlie, that is a great pick. I agree 100% because I was going there at Washington. So the Washington football team with the 19th pick in our fictional draft select. They're reaching out in the pond, and they're taking Rashard Bateman from wide receiver, Minnesota.
That is a jump.
I like that pick.
Oh, I'm a Bateman guy. You know that. Okay.
It's on me.
Yes, it is. Number 20.
All right, so the Chicago Bears. This is a team that they have great players on their defense. They have no clue what they're doing at quarterback. They have, honestly, be 100% honest, they have no clue what they're doing on offense. But the key to the start of a good offense is a good offensive line. So with the 20th pick,
yep,
the fictional draft, the Chicago Bears select Alex Leatherwood out of Alabama.
Wow, didn't have that one. Hold on.
He's on if he's even in the top 50. Who's that guy?
That's projected. That's next level projections. I mean, that would be something that Chicago would do because their GM is terrible. But like that's next level. Like a guy could have gotten the second round, maybe the third.
No. Leatherwood's not going to go that far. Leatherwood's going to be a first round tackle, 100%.
Okay. Don't agree, but
I don't either. That's fine.
We'll see. We'll see you next week. See you next week.
You're gonna see tomorrow. I need Conor McGregor's soundbite on that one. All right. This was a rather easy one for me because they've been attached to this guy pretty much from the get-go, and then publicly said they liked him. So, 21 overall for the Indianapolis Colts, they select out of the U, Jalen Phillips, defensive end.
Okay. So, 22, you gave me a little bit of a
it's a tough pick for them because
I'm on the Titans now, and I have a couple people I can go with here. I think, all right, so they have a couple needs, and I think that the needs that they have are mainly on their offensive line. They have two really good offensive linemen sitting here. And I'm going with one. It's a real, and this is who I thought Cottrell was going to take for the Chicago Bears. With the 22nd pick in the fictional draft, the Tennessee Titans select Kevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma State. 23, sir. That's why they're taking the Bears. I think he's the third best tackle in the draft, or fourth best tackle in the draft. You don't like Big 12 tackles, though?
It's not even just that. I mean, it's not that I don't like him. I just like Leatherwood a little bit more. So the Jets are back on the clock. So they got their quarterback. I would like to get them a weapon, but at 23, I don't think that the weapon is there. I think I'd be reaching if I was taking a weapon here. With the 23rd pick, the fictional draft, the New York Jets select Trayvon Mulrig from TCU. Their safety replacement of Jamal Adams.
I had a feeling he was going to go there. I wasn't sure. Oh, Gene.
You know I'm a big Mulray guy, and I think he's a perfect fit for a team I'm about to pick for.
The bottom of Gene's draft board just fell out.
This is a fact right now. Well, listen, the good news is the team I picked with next, it is, to me, it's super easy because they have a million needs. But God.
True. All right, so this pick, I think, is maybe the most spot on for kind of like the characteristic and the way the kid plays and kind of the overall mentality of the team. Like, just like when you think of this team, you think of players like this kid. I think is a great situation for him to go into. I think he starts from day one, and I'm happy to be picking him right now, even though I hate this team. So, 24th overall, the Pittsburgh Steelers select.
Give it to us again.
Running back from Alabama, Najee Harris.
Who I X'd out already.
Roll Tide.
I actually agree with that. I think that's the perfect pick for the Steelers there. All right, so the Jacksonville Jaguars are next on the clock. I really thought that Trayvon Mulrig would be the perfect fit for them. That's who I was going to select. That's why I mocked there. So that was the bottom of my board. But they have a lot of needs, so that makes it fun for them. So because they just got a new toy at quarterback, they need to protect that quarterback. And you're going to give me that option. I'm going to take that option, and I'm going to take this, if not the best guard on the board, maybe the second best. But with the 25th pick in my fictional draft, it's
a great pick.
The Jacksonville Jaguars select Elijah Vera Tucker, guard out of USC.
I don't think there's any shot he falls this far tomorrow night.
I agree.
But I will be curious to see who takes him. But I think that's a great pick. If you somehow get him at the end of first round, that is value beyond belief.
I almost took Vera Tucker instead of – listen, I like the Oklahoma State tackle a lot better, but it's really close. Tackle. So I don't think one's better than the other. I just think tackle's more.
Tackle's a more valuable
Yes.
position. I mean, we had this discussion last week. I mean, he is hands down the best guard in the draft, though. Like, it's not even close.
26, Cottrell.
All right, so
Screw me up a little bit more.
Somehow gets his hometown team.
Bill, I don't want to hear you got the Eagles earlier, all right?
Random.
Yeah,
Dude, I
random.
wouldn't even have picked. I would have traded out.
So at 26, what I'm hoping for tomorrow, Christian Barmore's still on the board.
I knew you were going to take
But
him.
because he's not right now, I want to focus on that defense.
Uh-oh.
With the 26th pick in the fictional draft, the Cleveland Browns select Azeez Ojulari, Georgia.
Good pick.
Okay, so it would be a good pick if they didn't have like already a great pass rushing system.
Jadeveon Clowney's only on a 1-year deal. He's not going to be here long term.
Fair. That's fair. I think it's a great pick for value. Great value pick. I just think that is, if you want to win a Super Bowl this year, that's not a pick that's going to come in and really make a huge impact this year, in my opinion. In my humble opinion.
Jadeveon Clowney's he hasn't played a full season since what? Has he ever played a full season? I don't think that
he played
picking
one.
this guy he's going to be on the field. So it's not that big of an issue for him.
I thought you were going with him or one other player when you said defense. But, yeah, I mean, that was one of the two I thought you were going to pick.
Just don't screw me here, shall I? I have a guy that's perfect for my next team.
All right. I mean, I think this is a pretty straightforward need for Baltimore. They got to get somebody to help Lamar Jackson.
Oh, man.
They need somebody with speed. They need somebody on the outside that's a threat. They can take some pressure off that young kid and really let him develop as a passer. So, with the 27th pick, the Baltimore Ravens select out of LSU, Terrace Marshall Jr.
I knew that was the pick. I don't know why you were so sure about it. Once he said on the outside, I knew where he was going.
What do you think I was doing?
I can't give the guy away. I'll say it afterwards. But I thought that you would go there.
I did. I didn't, but
Did you think I was going where I was going?
yes.
Yeah.
See, I wrote it down already. All right, so I got to uncross him out, obviously. So this becomes really easy. The Saints, 28, right?
Yes.
All right, this becomes really easy. It's an absolute need for them, and this guy is completely falling down the board. This is a draft day slip that just people are forgetting about. So with the 28th pick in our fictional draft, the New Orleans Saints take Greg Newsome II from Northwestern, cornerback.
Well, it definitely might be a need because what's-his-face might be in jail. So
Sean Lattimore.
I think that's 100% a need for them. They don't have a second corner anyway.
True.
So I think it's 100% a need for them. And if what happens with Lattimore's bad, then it's really a need for them.
yeah.
So I think that's easy pick for me.
All right, so I'm next up then.
That would be correct.
So, the Green Bay Packers were so close to getting the Super Bowl last year. They could almost taste it. That's how close they were. It haunts Green Bay Packers fans all over that they refuse to get Aaron Rodgers a weapon in the first round. That all changes this year because I'm the GM. With the 29th pick in this fictional draft, the Green Bay Packers select Rondale Moore out of Purdue.
Boo.
Once again, not who I thought. I'm sitting there pointing at it. He's like, yep, I'm taking it.
I can't see it.
It's fine. I will tell you who in a pick from now because I'm going to take the guy with the same team that you picked because I'm the GM. But you're up now.
Okay. This pick I think is has the potential to be one of the more impactful picks of the year because it's one of the things that this team struggles with. They need a go-to back. They need a back that can make a difference. And with Najee Harris off the board and the way they like to throw the ball around, I think this is a match made in heaven for them. So for the 30th overall pick for the Buffalo Bills, they select running back from Clemson, Travis Etienne.
You know, it's funny. I really think that Travis Etienne, like real draft, is going to go in the first pick in the second round, and I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to pair him with.
I think they're going to try, but I think even the last week and a half, he's kind of starting to rise up the boards, and a lot of people think he's going to Buffalo. And I think it's a perfect match. They like to throw the ball 50 times a game. The running back situation has not been good there for the last 3 years. They can't find a guy that's going to be the guy. And I need to protect my stud young quarterback. I need a guy that can run the ball a little bit, and and we already know how great he is out of the backfield catching the ball. So he fits that scheme perfectly. I'm very excited to welcome him to Buffalo.
Okay, so to me, it's pretty simple. 31 overall right now. The Baltimore Ravens are on the clock again with their second first-round pick. They need wide receiver help. They need a lot of wide receiver help. Even though you took a wide receiver, I'm pretending that I don't know. I'm the Baltimore Ravens GM. So I'm going to take another wide receiver.
Do it.
I'm going to go with the 31st pick in the fictional draft. The Baltimore Ravens select wide receiver out of Ole Miss, Elijah Moore.
I think it'd be a very successful draft for Baltimore if you pair those two kids with Lamar Jackson and Dobbins in the backfield.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It would be crazy to take two receivers there, but with that team, they need receivers.
They do.
Where else are they really weak? Are they weak at corner? No. Are they weak at linebacker? No. Are they weak at line?
Their D-line isn't weak, but they are older. So I see that's probably
edge
the direction
rusher, maybe. Yeah.
I see that's the direction they go. I mean, even in the inside,
what edge rushers on the board?
Calais is old.
What edge rushers on the board right there that they're going to take? I'm serious. I'm not trying to be like, all right, so you have the 32nd pick, so you obviously can take this person.
Yeah, I mean, Jason would be the one that you think about there. But I think two receivers there isn't the worst thing in the world for them. I think those are two guys who are both really talented and be a really good fit with Lamar Jackson. I'm gonna keep this train going. I like that we're giving everybody weapons here. With the 32nd pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Kadarius Toney out of Florida.
Screams bust.
This is a pick because I feel like Tampa Bay Buccaneers aren't going to pay Chris Godwin next year. Antonio Brown's going to walk away next year because the Bucs aren't going to win the Super Bowl. Chris Godwin's going to go get his money. Antonio Brown's going to find his way onto the next contender.
I don't think Antonio Brown's back after this year. I don't think Godwin's going anywhere.
He wants too much money.
So, Dante said if he was the Ravens, he would take the tight end from Penn State or linebacker. So I agree with you. The 4 wide receivers at already. There's all right. So Dante, I want you to tell me the linebacker you would take because I have a linebacker right here, and I'm showing Shally that I think is the next available on the board. That's a pretty solid linebacker. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that he's a really good fit for their scheme. So I'd like to see who Dante would pick there. So, Dante, if you don't mind, throw in the linebacker and you would take for the Ravens at 31. Because I really respect your opinion, obviously.
I just don't know if I just feel like taking a tight end in the pick I took, I just don't know if that moves the needle enough for Lamar. I just feel like it's not that huge of a need. They have, I can't think of the guy's name.
Mark Andrews.
Yeah, who's
the best tight end in the league.
He's
third best tight end in the league. Sorry.
Settle down. Got all excited. But again, yeah, I mean, it's just not a need there. I think he's more than serviceable, and if you pair him with, again, a very good backfield with Dobbins, and then they need speed on the outside. I mean, the kid just has nobody to throw the ball to. I mean, Willie Snead cannot be your best wide receiver and think you're going to win a Super Bowl. It's just not going to happen.
I agree with you. The linebacker. Oh, wow! He went Jabril Cox.
That's way too high.
I love Jabril Cox, but
I do too, but not at 32
That's
overall.
High.
That's high.
I mean, I love him.
You want to
pair him with Patrick Quinn though? Queen.
You move in like the bottom half of round 2, and maybe think you steal him. That's fine.
Russo's gone already in our pick. He said Russo.
No, he's not.
No, he took Russo.
Nope.
I thought
he's there, and he didn't get.
Why did he took Russo? I thought he got picked. I crossed him out.
Nope.
He didn't get picked.
You must not have been paying attention then, because I got the whole list here.
Good job, Howie.
Well, I would have picked Russo.
He didn't get picked, and then I was shocked that Jamin Davis didn't go either.
So that's fair because that's a fair point. I would have took Russo then over another wide receiver if I took a wide receiver already in the first round.
Yeah.
That would have been. I mean, That would have been an interesting pairing. You know, him on the same team as Calais Campbell, like, because Calais Campbell is a behemoth himself. So, like, he could teach him how to use, like, his size to his advantage.
Didn't they just trade for last year?
Yannick Ngakoue?
Yeah.
He's not the same player that he was in Jacksonville, though.
You have Calais Campbell, Yannick Ngakoue. I don't know. But I agree with the Russo pick. I thought he was taken. So maybe I just messed that up. I thought I crossed it off, but okay. So our fictional draft is in the books. What'd you guys think of it?
I had fun. Yeah, I mean, it's it came out that I ended up picking for the Eagles, but I think it's going to play out something similar tomorrow night. I think all the guys as fans and as, you know, people that watch the game and think what we need as an Eagles, you know, to make that team better, I think they're all going to be gone. And I think Howie trading out of 6, I don't think he got enough value. That's, you know, I mean, we can debate that for another day, but I think it's going to cost us. I think we passed up on a couple kids that I think are going to be Pro Bowlers for years and years to come. And I think this wide receiver class is very good at the top. You put that thing in the group chat the other day. You compare that, or maybe you did. The wide receiver one, it was this year versus last year.
Yeah, I did.
I think the top end of this year is very good. I think Chase is definitely better than Smith and Waddle, but I think Smith and Waddle are going to be really, really good, and we just passed on all 3.
So let me ask you a question.
For no reason.
If you get Smith or Waddle at 12, are you upset of the trade?
No, if they fall to 12, I mean, then it looks like he knows what he's doing, which I won't believe anyway. But
I think there's a really good chance that either Smith or Waddle falls to 12 tomorrow.
I think it depends. I think once you clear 3, I think it depends what starts happening. If we're assuming Mac is going 3, it all depends.
Well, quarterback's going 3, so Mac, Trey.
Right, but I don't know if anybody's going to sell their soul to move up to get Mac if San Francisco takes Fields.
I get it.
I think people sell the soul for Justin Fields or Trey Lance even. I think if Denver can stay at 9 somehow and get one of them, I think they're happy as hell. I don't think they're going to be able to because I think teams are going to jump them if they want them.
I'll give a prop bet. $20 prop bet for next week, whatever, something stupid. But I'll prop bet that one of the 3 receivers is on the board at 12.
You know what I think, though? I think Devonta Smith may still be on the board, and you guys don't take him.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think that's like a very strong. Like apparently, a lot of teams are out. I mean, his weight is a big concern. Him weighing in at 166, I get it,
dude. Listen. I mean, I get it, but at some point too, it becomes your team's responsibility how you use them. If you're going to send the kid over the middle 20 times a game, then yeah, I mean, then his weight probably becomes an issue because he's going to get cracked.
See, I think Jalen Hurts, if he's really your quarterback and you're sold on him.
They're not.
I know, but I'm saying if you're sold on him, I think Devontae Smith is a good pairing with him because a scrambling quarterback and a fast wide receiver eventually gets open. That's essentially how that works.
They're former teammates.
That's why Rager looked really good last year under Jalen Hurts, better than he did with Carson Wentz. Because when you're a scrambling quarterback and you're giving receivers more time, if you're sold on Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith's a good pick. If you're not sold on Jalen Hurts, then you worry about that 166.
I think you could argue for Smith or Waddle either way. I mean, with the way we throw the ball, well, I mean, again, we don't know what his offense is going to look like.
Can I give an NFL comparison for Jalen Waddle?
Go ahead.
You know who he reminds me of?
Him.
Odell Beckham pre-ACL. They're almost the same height. They're about an inch off. They're almost the same weight.
Beckham's way better downfield.
So I don't agree with that. I think that the yards after catch and the elusiveness when they catch the ball, I think that is what I see when I look at Jalen Waddle.
I'll agree with that, but again, your Waddle is a better short to medium intermediate guy.
I think that's what Odell Beckham Jr. was. I think he was a cross route slant guy that takes a ball to the house more than he was a deep ball guy. Like, yeah, he's got great hands, and everybody replays that catch versus the Cowboys, but like he's not really a go receiver. What he is a post, a slant, a double move, a zag. Like he's that type of receiver.
But I think
I think
Jalen is also a go receiver though. Like Jalen will take the top off a defense.
I don't think either are really that much go receivers. I think what they are rack nightmares for other teams.
I don't know.
Jalen Waddle's 4.2 all day
Yak
long, and
movers.
he's going to run past teams' corners. I think he's both, but
So
again,
Bobo on a wire line said Waddle can't run a route. OBJ is a beast at route running. Bobo, I heard route running.
That's not
I
true
heard
at
route
all.
running bullshit about DK Metcalf too, and I posted that shit from like posts I've had from 2 years ago. DK Metcalf can't run a route. JJ Arcega-Whiteside. I know you weren't one of those guys, but my point being is, don't take this the wrong way, but route running from elite talents is overrated. And with that being said, I don't think Jalen Waddle is a bad route runner.
he's not a bad route runner, but he's not Odell. So that point is somewhat. He's not a bad route runner, but he's not Odell.
You look
So
at
like
all
I'm
the guys
in
that
the
come
middle
out of
of
that school,
both you guys.
and it's a strength of all of them.
Yeah, 100%.
You go back to Julio, Calvin
Judy.
Ridley, Judy, Ruggs. I mean, it's
I think
Ruggs
Judy
was more fast.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that.
But he doesn't stink at
Yeah,
it.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, that's true.
Like those guys get
Judy has a
Coach up.
PhD in route running.
Yeah, Judy is probably one of the best since I've seen since Julio. I mean, he can run literally any route you call, he can run it, and he's going to run it well. There's a reason Waddle is above pretty much Smith in everybody's rankings right now because everybody projects him to be the better pro. He can go deep. He can run, like you said, yards after catch. He's so fast. If you throw a bubble screen, he's got house potential. If you play too far off him, he'll run by you, and he is going to be a go guy then. He goes to a team with a good quarterback and a good offense. I think he's going to be a problem. I had Waddle over him all year, and I'm still saying that I'd rather have Waddle than Smith.
I really do believe that one of those three receivers, and if you want to take that $20 prop bet, I'll take it.
It's hard to say now because if you say it at after I see the top six and then I have a better
It's fair.
It's completely, you know what I mean? Like you could feel confident right now, and then we could go the way the draft breaks. You're like, oh, I'm losing this. There's no shot. We just don't know.
Well, it's $20. I'll pay for your wings tomorrow night.
How many wings?
All right, so that was a great fictional draft. I thought it was a lot of fun. I think that we GM'd it pretty well, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of really good picks from a lot of people. I think Cottrell went really started very receiver-based or very talent-based, and then hit the offensive line value in the middle of the draft, which smart teams do. So I get that. You're almost like more of a projection than.
I just feel like it's more of a. I think it's very important for teams to get their guy. I'm all about fit and how you're going to produce for the team. So that's what's important for me.
I'm curious to see after we watch first round tomorrow night, see how many we got right.
Well, I don't think we got any right. I don't think we got any right. I think that we did it as if we were the GM of the team. Honestly, I don't really believe that there's a lot of. We could have got some right, but my point being is I think we did it as if we were the GM, and I think that
We
that's
did, but I'm
different than what
saying-
the projections are.
I think more than you think, some of these are end up lining up being the picks.
I think from.
Obviously,
not Fields.
Yeah, we know that's going to change.
Yep,
But
But-
again, I think Fields is going to go to one of the teams that we ended up picking a quarterback for, though.
that's fair.
I think it's all going to be relative.
49ers getting Mac, Falcons getting Pitts, Bengals getting Chase. Dolphins could get Smith. It's possible.
Yep.
I don't know.
I'm curious to see how that plays out
That's
because
a Tua Smith thing, but
because-
Smith also had very critical comments of Tua,
Correct.
which makes me believe that the Dolphins
wouldn't go
would
that
do
direction.
Smith
He-
laughably said Mac Jones is a better quarterback than
all
Tua.
day. He
Literally
said
laughed at him.
they asked him, and
Oh,
somebody
stop.
asked
Mac.
him, and they said
That's what he did.
he'd play with Mac all day. Again, that's not profit Mac up. I think it's more of a knock on Tua, which I think a lot of people, if you're being realistic, the book's still out on Tua. So,
Yeah,
there's-
Devontae Smith was lost on that team last year or 2 years ago, though.
well,
No,
who
he
was in
wasn't.
front of him though too?
He wasn't lost.
Judy Ruggs and Waddle.
He scored the game-winning touchdown in that championship game. He wasn't lost.
Okay,
He was the
He's
fourth wide receiver on that play. On that
Yeah,
team,
but
though.
he was. If you're on the field in that situation, game on the line, you're on the field, and they throw you the ball, you're not lost.
Yeah, but
because
wasn't Ruggs hurt?
because they're covering the other three too. You,
No, I thought
no,
Ruggs was hurt.
I understand that,
I
but
thought Ruggs got hurt in that game. Am I forgetting the game?
I don't remember Ruggs just being
either way,
out.
but you could be right.
Regardless, you're on the field and they throw you the ball. Even if you're on the field, they don't trust you. You're a decoy. You're on the field. They know you can make that play. and they throw you the ball.
Yeah, but you're making it sound like if that's a play they run to scheme to get him open because they're running double over. Say if Ruggs is out, then they're covering Judy and they're covering Waddle. They're probably doubling one of them. He's going to be on the weakest defender. I'm like, you just can't.
I'm not saying he was the best.
Like
I'm not saying
like
he was the best. I'm not
option,
saying he was the
never
best receiver
was.
on that team, but he definitely wasn't. If you're getting playing time, you're not lost. That's how I feel about it. Lost are like the people who are really talented and they're not getting playing time.
Lost maybe isn't the right word.
Did you hear the Kyle Pitts comments? Dante, can you post that Dante comment about Kyle Pitts? He said, why would Kyle Pitts come out and say the quarterbacks will be chosen with the first 4 picks? I didn't hear that, but if that's true, I think Kyle Pitts would know more than anyone.
I didn't hear that.
There's no way. No. Kyle Pitts wouldn't know more than anyone. No GM is telling them, hey, we're going quarterback in this situation. Like,
so
they're not going to leak that.
You think that Atlanta
they're not leaking that to Kyle Pitts, no.
So the first 3 are going quarterbacks. Why would you not let Kyle Pitts know he's your pick?
Because anything could happen. Like the Falcons may be thinking about like someone trading up to get a guy that
none of
falls.
those 3 are trading.
That's why I said
Jets
the Falcons
turned down huge packages.
The Falcons may take a trade.
The Falcons could easily trade from 4 back
if someone
to 7,
gives you a crazy package to get Fields or Lance at 4,
listen,
the Falcons aren't going to just say, "Hey, we're taking Pitts no matter what."
They're in damn near, debatably they're in worse cap situation than we are.
Not even debatably.
It's We kicked our money down the road. I mean, they're trying to solve it so they can get back to square one and actually start building the team. We're going to go through this again for the next 2 or 3 years because we just keep kicking money down the road. So we're going to have to address it eventually.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun seeing the fact that we have 3 first-rounders hopefully next year. But tomorrow we'll have a lot of answers. Tune in to East Coast Gridiron. Me and Shao will be on there. Cottrell's taking a trip back home, so he won't. But we're going to be doing like a kind of like a dual show with Dante and the crew, which is a really good group of people.
Yep. A lot of fun.
So tune into that. But we got to move on to the Derby, and then you got to be kidding me. So we're like running out of time. So let's get on to the Derby real quick. Like we'll give Shalley's going to give his breakdown because he's an obscure sports guy, and then we'll give a couple picks.
First Saturday in May.
By the way, I'm sweating my ass off in here right now.
It's
hot. I need like an air conditioner.
I mean,
I'm not paying Mike this week. My money's not going to a goddamn air conditioner. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
So,
Toxic Radio shout out.
Yeah. So, Kentucky Derby, biggest race of the year. Start of the Triple Crown. If you follow horse racing, it's the biggest one. The pageantry, the history of it. It's fun. If you've ever been down there. It is an absolute great time. People lose their minds. They dress up. It's just fun. Even if you don't even follow horse racing, if you went down there, you'd have a great time. So I'm going to give my superfecta pick at the end, but I'm just going to go over a couple stats with you. Now, I will tell you this: if you're betting horses today, there's always a risk that a horse could get scratched. They've already scratched 3 horses and replaced them. The odds are going to go down though as people start to bet this come Friday and Saturday. Your long shots are going to come down. You're not going to. You might. There's a couple 50-to-1s now. You might have one come Saturday at post time. You're going to make more money if you bet them now. But again, it's hard to see. Like there will be people watching these horses train for the next 3 days, running, warming up. They notice every little thing. If you want to bet and win more money now, bet them now. If not, the safer bet is to actually wait till Saturday because you'll get end updates. So. I just went through a couple of things. I'm a superfecta whore, so I picked them all the time. Everything's based on a $2 bet. The payouts are just too hard to ignore. So, just a couple little tidbits. If you're going superfectas, if 20 horses make it to post, there's over 116,000 possible combinations to end that race. So the odds are not in your favor of picking it. But the reason I would pick superfecta, average superfecta to hit since 2005 is over $145,000 off a $2 bet. So if you do hit it, I mean, I don't want to call it life-changing money, but it is what it is. In the last 10 years, a long shot, which is anything over 10-to-1 is considered a long shot. One of them has placed in the top 4 over the last 10 years. So if you're betting, keep that in mind. It's very rare in horse racing that you've the top 2 or 3 horses always finish in the top 4. It's not going to happen. There's too many horses in the race. They get stuck in the pack. They just don't run well. It just happens. And in 8 of those 10 years, two long shots have come in the last 4. So, you're you guys can go to your picks now, but those are just some tidbits to remember when you're at the window.
You just made me throw up in my stomach because one of my biggest, I think I told you guys this, but I had Maximum Security in 2019. And if you guys don't know, Maximum Security was the first horse to ever get disqualified from the Kentucky Derby. I had him at 10-1 and put $100 on him. It was $1,000 payout. And I was sick to my stomach that he got disqualified. And a 65-1 dog won that race. And that changed a lot of people's lives because there was a couple people that hit true superfectas that made a couple $100,000 on
it. Last year was like one of the biggest ones ever. When you're doing your picks, I'll look it up real quick.
So, Kittrell,
give me go first?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, Bill's numbers were nice and all. The Kentucky Derby for me, I'm not big into horse racing, I'm not gonna lie. But I watch all 3 races. All parts of the Triple Crown I watch. But I'm not a officiant like how Bill is with this kind of stuff. So when it comes to horses for
Nobody
me,
is.
I'm gonna go with the guys who give me the best name.
I
went with Hot Rod Charlie as my pick to win the Derby this year.
Did you go right there because the Browns have a receiver named Hot Rod?
No.
Okay.
Hot Rod Charlie, great name. My close second though was Soup and Sandwich.
See, that's my girl's favorite.
Close second.
My girl loves Soup and Sandwich. She makes them for me often. So my picks are. I actually did a little research on this. I like a 12-1 dog to win the race. I like Known Agenda. So look him up. I think that he's 12-1 now. I actually think you might get him at 15-1 by the time the race starts. I don't think he's being bet often, but coming off a good stretch, I like Known Agenda, and I also like Medina Spirit and 8-1 dog. They're my 2 picks for the race, but my girl's favorite is definitely Soup and Sandwich.
When is you said
it's ramen and turkey and cheese.
Known Agenda was 12-1.
Known Agenda is 12-1.
All right, so I'm looking here. They're down. They're down now. 6-1.
Really?
Yep.
They're gonna start dropping a lot.
Yeah, I like Known Agenda a lot.
All right, so here's my superfecta. Again, things could change.
Superfecta.
I will probably post other stuff on our page before Saturday, before post. A couple other ones that might be likely to hit the board, but for the one I feel most confident, this one I'm going with. I got Hot Rod Charlie to win at 8-1. Essential Quality at 2-1. I just don't think he's fast enough. If you go back but look at the graded stakes and what he's raced against, I'm just fading him. I'm not as high on him as everybody else is. I'm going Highly Motivated at 10-1 to finish third, and I'm going Obesos to finish in fourth at 20-1. If that hits, it will probably be over $100,000 payout, depending on what Obesos goes off at. So
do you have a second pick outside Hot Rod Charlie?
I would actually probably go Highly Motivated. It's one of those years where everybody is saying Essential Quality is going to win, and anytime that happens, I feel like most of the time they don't win, and I'm fading them.
So none of us want Essential Quality.
No.
Got it. Let's get into You Got to Be Kidding Me. Charlie, you want to start off?
Sure. So my You Got to Be Kidding Me this week is Justin Lane, cornerback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So he was arrested back in Pittsburgh. Well, not in Pittsburgh. He was arrested in Ohio for a gun charge. Cops put him over for whatever. He's in the back seat of the police car. He makes a call to his friend, and he says, "They might get me for the pistol. It's over. I'm going down. F the warrant. I ain't trying to go to jail for the gun. They're acting like I got some drugs. I got one blunt." This is in the back of the police car, and of course, the police car picks up all of this. So you admit to all of this in the back of the police car when chances are you're going to be Pittsburgh's number 2 corner, Justin Lane.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
That is really embarrassing. Why are you doing this in the back of a cop car?
The bigger question is, why do these guys keep carrying around guns that are unlicensed? I just don't understand.
Like, it's really tough to get a license?
They're
Especially
NFL
in Pennsylvania?
players. Not even just that.
I know, that's my point.
Oh, yeah.
Especially as NFL players. Like,
that's my point.
That's
Yeah, Charlie, give me yours.
All right. I'm going to go back to my same old my punching bag that I like to go to because I can't stand them. I'm going back to Major League Baseball. So this year with COVID, they started doing this last year. Anytime you play a doubleheader, we're now going to 7-inning games. They think it's better for the fans. It speeds up the game, keeps the teams healthier, so forth and so on. That's all good and well. I don't really agree with it, but at the same time, Madison Bumgarner last week pitched a 7-inning no-hitter. He actually went into extra innings because the game was tied. And the game's not going to be recognized as a no-hitter by Major League Baseball because it wasn't 9 innings. I don't know how you could penalize a player when you're the one that changed the rules. You changed these rules to make these 7-inning doubleheaders. So if the guy pitches a complete game and it's a no-hitter, he should get credit for a no-hitter. So that is not.
Imagine he pitch a perfect game.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm
I agree.
sick. So again, just consider continuing to go down the clueless road that Rob Manfred does. Continues to drive this game just in the wrong direction because he's an absolute moron. For me this week, Major League Baseball, you stepped in a pile of shit.
Come on,
once
you
again.
gotta be kidding me.
Can't stand it, dude. He's got to get fired.
Fire Rob.
Fire Rob.
Fire Rob. I got a good one. Mike's gonna pull up the video. For anybody who didn't know, Kevin Love is still playing on the Cavaliers. Shouldn't be. I don't know why he's playing. I think that because they're competing for the playoff spots. And so Kevin Love, if you're watching on Facebook, you can watch. It's really funny. You could roll it. You're gonna see a couple replays of it.
Leads San Antonio at home by 3.
So to walk you through it, he gets pushed in the back on a layup, and it should have been a foul, and he's a little annoyed about it. And the referee passes him the ball to pass in the inbounds pass. And he smacks it away from the referee, which essentially is an inbounds pass that gets stolen in a 74-70 game. So it's 76-70 at that point. But, like, if you watch, they'll show the replay of what just happened, and it is absolutely embarrassing for Kevin Love. If I'm the coach of the Cavaliers, I'm sending him home right away.
Kyle driving on Love, gives it back to
And then he fouls a guy afterwards. He had a really good couple 35 seconds here. But they're going to show a replay of it right now. So here's the replay. Kevin Love is pissed off. The referee throws him the ball. He smacks it. Then doesn't play defense on the play. And then walks down court like, I don't care. I'm not inbounding this next ball either. It's an absolute joke. So for this week, Kevin Love, for being a terrible teammate and just giving up on your team.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
Any final words from anybody this week? Any birthday shout-outs? Any, super celebrations?
No, I don't got anything this week.
Okay, so
Audia's birthday
is
going to be on Monday.
See, I reminded him. He was not going to do this, Audia. This was
I was
me.
going to do it next
so
week.
I know you hate me, Audia.
I was going to do it next week, but happy birthday. Early birthday.
Happy birthday, Audia. Listen, we have a love-hate relationship. You hate me. I love you. But happy birthday, Audia.
Gotta mention
the professional golfer.
She is a professional golfer.
She's pro.
That Cottrell told nobody about. I think Jeff Peroni's birthday is today.
Jeff Perone's birthday is today. Jeff Perone's not listening right now, though. I love you, Jeff. I will send you a message in a minute. Last but not least, I just wanted to remind everybody that me and Bill will be on the East Coast Gridiron for tomorrow. Tune in. We'll be doing a live breakdown of the draft with those guys. For that, this is week 29, Wire to Wire, and we're signing out.
Out.